reading lesson. Today we're going to be looking at a one-off text about David Attenborough. It is a non-fiction text giving us information about David Attenborough and his life. Lots of you will have probably heard of David Attenborough, but let's jump in and read the text and find out more. If you'd like to pause me and the video and go ahead and read it yourself, that's absolutely fine. If you'd like to listen along and follow with your finger, then that's great. Stay on the video now. Sir David Attenborough is a natural historian and TV presenter who has introduced millions of people to a variety of animals from around the world. He has a distinctive and widely recognisable low voice which people have come to both copy and love. His younger years and family life. David Frederick Attenborough was born 8th of May 1926 in London. He and his two brothers were raised on the campus of University College in Leicester, where their father was a university principal and writer. Attenborough became interested in the natural world and animals from a young age. By the age of 7, he had an impressive collection of bird eggs and fossils. Once he had finished school, David studied natural sciences at the University of Cambridge. However, once he graduated, David was called to serve for 2 years in the Royal Navy. He spent 2 years on a ship in North Wales and did not get to see the world as he had hoped. In 1950, Attenborough married Jane Oriel and they had 2 children together. Sadly, Jane died in 1997. His career. After the war ended, Attenborough returned to London and by 1952 he was working as a producer for the BBC, the British Broadcasting Corporation. This was the beginning of an amazing career in television. Things were not easy at the BBC to begin with. There were few programmes about the natural sciences, and those that were did not film animals in their natural environment. This troubled Attenborough, and so in 1954 he began a series called Zoo Quest. Zoo Quest filmed animals in the wild, allowing viewers to see animals in their natural environments in sometimes far off and exotic locations. The show was incredibly successful. In 1965, BBC Two was created, and Attenborough worked as both controller and director of programming. He continued to bring viewers educational and fascinating programmes about nature and history. However, in order to follow his dreams into the wild, Attenborough resigned from the BBC in 1972. Attenborough began to write and produce many TV series on his own. His most successful programme was Life on Earth, which first aired in 1976. Life on Earth was a series that explored wildlife in its natural habitat around the world. At the height of its popularity, around 500 million people tuned in to watch the show. More recently, Attenborough's Planet Earth has become the biggest wildlife documentary ever made and was the first show to air in high definition on the BBC. Achievements. Attenborough has gained many awards throughout his career. In 1985, he received a knighthood from the Queen, earning the title of Sir David Attenborough. Most important of all, perhaps, is that Sir David Attenborough has several species of plants, insects, and birds named after him. Sir David Attenborough has made significant contributions to our understanding of nature and the need to care for it. Despite being in his mid-90s, Attenborough is a leading figure in the fight against plastic pollution, deforestation, and other issues that are having a damaging impact on our planet. Okay, so we've read the text now about David Attenborough. I'm just going to flip on the screen onto the questions now, and we will begin to work through these together. So I would like you to pause me now and number down 1 to 6 in your notebook. Okay, welcome back. Let's get going with the questions. The first 3 are about to appear on the screen. So, question number 1, what is distinctive about David Attenborough? Question 2, what is David Attenborough's middle name? You've got 4 options there. A, Frederick, B, Francis, C, Oriel, or D, Ford. And question 3, why was David Attenborough disappointed when serving in the Royal Navy during the Second World War? So if you would like, pause me now and go away and complete these first 3 questions. If not, then I'm just going to come back to the text and we will go through the questions. So question 1, What is distinctive about David Attenborough? Okay, so I remember seeing the word distinctive, here it is, in my first bit of information about David Attenborough in this kind of introduction paragraph. He has a distinctive and widely recognisable voice. So the answer to question number 1 is going to be voice. Question 2. What is David Attenborough's middle name? We have the options of Frederick, Francis, Oriel and Ford. Now again, coming back to my text, I remember it was in this paragraph, his younger years and family life, and this is the great thing about this non-fiction text, it has little subheadings so that I'm able to easily find my answers. So I know it's about his name, so it's probably going to be around the time he was born that we found out about this. So actually I can see the word born just by my eyes flick to it. David Frederick Attenborough, so it's Frederick as his middle name. So my answer to my second one is going to be Frederick. And coming to my third question. Why was David Attenborough disappointed when serving in the Royal Navy during the Second World War? So I'm just going to keep scanning down the text until I can see the Royal Navy. Aha, here it is. Oops, sorry, I've just realised that I haven't flicked my camera back on, so you guys can't see it. So I just skimmed back down this bit of text, found Royal Navy. So I know that he was called to serve for 2 years, but why was he disappointed? So he spent 2 years on a ship in North Wales and did not get to see the world as he had hoped. So he'd hoped to see the world and he didn't get to. So that is telling me why he was disappointed. Okay, so those are the first 3 questions. So for my first one, the answer was that David Attenborough has a distinctive voice. The second one just need A or Frederick. And the third one was that David Attenborough was disappointed because he did not get to see the world as he hoped. Okay, so I'm about to bring up questions 4 to 6. So, unfortunately they've not labelled quite correctly, but you can see which order that they should be in. So, again, pause me now if you'd like to have a go at going through the last 3 questions by yourself, or if you would like to stay with me, I will go through the answers with you now. So question number 4, who did David Attenborough marry in 1950? Let's have a look. So it's still probably going to be in this paragraph with the subheading family life, because it's talking about his marriage and his wife will have been his family. So I'll scan this bit, it's not been here yet. Oh, here we are. In 1950, Attenborough married Jane Oriel, and they had 2 children together. Sadly, Jane died in 1997. So who did David Attenborough marry? He married Jane Oriel. Question number 5, which is here. It's just labelled wrong. Question 5, what does the BBC stand for? So I've got 4 options which are very similar. So I'm going to find the answer in my text. But then I'm going to need to make sure that I read the answer really carefully and I can remember all 3 of the words. So it's probably going to be in his career, because I remember from the reading that he worked at the BBC. So scanning quickly, here's BBC. And in brackets, these brackets here are giving me more information. They're telling me what the BBC stands for. British Broadcasting Corporation. So British Broadcasting Corporation. I'm going to need my answer to have exactly the words and in that order. So British Broadcasting Company, not quite. British Broadcasting Corporation, exactly. So number 5 is B, British Broadcasting Corporation. And down to question 6. Find and copy a word which means tropical and unfamiliar. Okay, so this one might take me a little bit longer. Let's come back to our text. Okay, so I've read the first part of my text. It wasn't in there. Let's start scanning down here. Let's see if I can find some of the words that mean tropical or unfamiliar. So things were not easy to begin with. Can't see anything yet. Okay, so Zooquest found animals in the wild. Okay, so that might mean kind of foreign or unfamiliar. maybe tropical, allowing viewers to see animals in their natural environments in sometimes far off and exotic locations. So I know that the word exotic, it usually means tropical or unfamiliar. So I'm pretty happy that that is my correct answer. So he was filming animals in far off locations. That tells us that it was probably unfamiliar. And I know that the word exotic is usually used to describe things which are tropical. So if David Attenborough was in natural environments in the wild, sometimes far off, I can get from that, I know that the word exotic means, so that means tropical and unfamiliar. Okay, well done. So here are the answers just in case you wanted to have a look at them again. So those were the correct answers. Your teachers look forward to seeing your work on Seesaw. Have a great day. Bye.